In April of 1934, it was noted that there was a synagogue on the 6300 block of North Campbell, close to the corner by Devon, that was called the Jewish Community Center of Northtown. At the time, its rabbi was Dr. Abraham Horvitz. The facility was most likely to the left of where the alleyway is. A little more than a year later, in August of 1935, they announced that the organization had changed its form to a congregation and would now be known as the Northtown Hebrew Congregation and Community Center. There was also plans for the hiring of a rabbi for the 1935-36 season. A month later, in September of 1935, they announced that they would now be called Ner Tamid Congregation of Northtown. The current rabbi was now Dr. Samuel Schnitzer. This congregation was of the conservative practice. In the fall of 1941, the rabbi would be B.H. Birnbaum. However, prior to that, in April of 1938, ground was broken for a new two-story synagogue building at the northeast corner of Rosemont and California, as shown here. In 1938, it had a price tag of $40,000. The footprint was 45 by 116 feet, and it was designed to seat 450 people. 10 years later, in August of 1948, there was now a $500,000 project to add a combination community hall and auditorium in a single-story addition. As only $150,000 had been collected, it would take until March of 1949 to break ground. The congregation was viable for a few decades in the Northtown area. By the new millennium, there were very few non-Orthodox places of worship in the area. What saved Ner Tamid was the fact that it became egalitarian, where women and men would lead the services. Eventually, the small remaining group of congregants shifted away from the building to another building much further north on California Avenue near Howard. It was primary home to a Reformed temple that was willing to rent some space to Ner Tamid / Ezra HaBonim. That latter congregation was one that had moved from the south side and merged with Ner Tamid. Then in recent times, the local Lubavitch group purchased the building for their own particular use. As of now, we're not sure what has happened to Ner Tamid Ezra HaBonim. Perhaps a viewer could add comments to this video to provide the additional information. The building at California and Rosemont has been added to as well as upgraded so that it can maintain a school for over 1,000 Orthodox boys. And so goes the cycle in Chicago Jewish community. Bye for now and see you real soon.